at the end of winter. Today, it is going to be warm outside, comparatively speaking. This week, we are going to see temperatures in the 60s Fahrenheit. This is very exciting. You might notice that this is the first time that I've done a video in a while where I haven't been wearing a sweater. And honestly, today I could be wearing a sweater in the studio and where I am, but there is an excitement about the fact that we have really good weather coming. And in the midst of the winter, we have had snow, although not a lot of snow for our area this year, but we certainly have had snow cover on the ground. We have had cold snaps. We have had thaws. And sometimes what ends up happening with the weather, the fact that it gets warm and cold and warm and cold and goes back and forth, is sometimes harder on people's immune systems than it is if it just goes cold and stays there. And so one of the things that I've noticed in this winter is that we've had a lot of people who have had to fight sickness. We have had a lot of people who have had flus. We have had a lot of people who have had undiagnosed sicknesses. We've had some people who we have missed because they have had to stay home, they have had to stay warm, and they have had to turn things around in terms of their health. I am personally looking forward to a season where the weather is not as hard on us as what we've been through recently. I am looking forward to the community here at Bait in Utica getting better, and people having their strength, and people being out more, and people honestly getting a little bit more vitamin D in the Great White North, which is where we live, and where, not like the Carolinas, not like Florida, not like California or Arizona, where you're just getting sunshine all the time. I'm looking forward to the seasons that are up ahead. And I hope that as you are walking in the life that you also have encouragement and excitement about the seasons that are ahead. I hope that you're in a position where you're going to be really happy about what is upcoming. And one of the things that I think that God has given us is He has given us the ability to overcome seasons that are difficult. But I think that another thing that God has also given us is the opportunity to look forward to the future. And I have seen some people who are Bible believers who have contempt for prophecy in the Bible. And I really don't want you to have contempt for God's promises and for eschatology and for the study of the future things and the study of the things that are going to happen in the end. Because I really think that understanding that God has good things coming for us is a really important part of our being able to move forward in our trust of God. Some people don't have anything good to look forward to. And if you don't have anything good to look forward to, it's going to be really challenging because it's easy to get wrapped up in a low-level depression where you look at winter, where you look at the seasons of fighting sickness, where you look at the seasons of isolation, where you look at the season where you haven't had the sun and the warmth of the sun on your face, and you just look at it and you go, this is hard going through all of this. But I really believe that part of being a person who is walking with God is to understand that there is promise, there is excitement, there are good things ahead of us, The things that you struggle with today are not always going to be your struggle. The things that you are looking at today is not how it's always going to be. And just as you can look at a weather forecast and go, it's going to get warmer, it's going to get better, it's going to end up improving, I think so too, as people who walk with God, who know God, and who love God, understanding the scope of what God has promised means that even if we walk through difficulties today, greater and better things are coming. Even if we have been in a season where it's just been hard to make it through, I salute you for the development of character. I salute you for hanging on to the Lord. I salute you for your prayer and for your passion and for your making it through difficulties. But understand that God has plan, God has purpose, God has love for us as individuals, He has love for us as families. He has love for us as a worship community. He has a love for us as a society. And He is excited when people turn to Him, when people trust Him, and when people look at what they've been through and they go, God has better things ahead for me. And I just want to encourage you that if you're at a point in time where that's not exactly resonating right now, it's not a bad thing to stop at this point in time in the video and go, God, I want to have excitement about what you have for me next. I want to live the life that you've prepared for me. I want to be fruitful, I want to be effective, and I want to look forward to what's coming next. God hears prayer, and that's the kind of prayer that God loves to answer. Shalom.